Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's the mystery continues, the intrigue continues about who will win the Ballon d'Or. To be honest, I mean, Fabrizio Romano earlier on tweeted that Real Madrid are not traveling to the Ballon d'Or ceremony because they know that Vinicius Junior is not going to win it. The Ballon d'Or organizers have just tweeted a couple of minutes back that even the Real Madrid's decision is absurd, and they say that not even the winner of Ballon d'Or actually knows who's gonna actually win the award. So they say no one's been informed yet. So it's actually, there is there's a lot of hope that Rodri is the one who is who's going to win it. MCFC Boundless is here. Hey PKMCFC, how are you doing, mate? And what do you think about the Ballon d'Or thing? Do you think? I've even put the background that Rodri is the winner, but that's how much belief we have on this club. That's what that's what we do here. But what do you think? There's a lot of mystery surrounding it. Yes, mate, I'm doing great. How are you doing, by the way? And what do you think? Is Rodri a sure shot to win, or do you think? I mean, this is just some PR by Real Madrid to get more views or clicks or whatever that is, because it just seems absurd that Vinicius Junior just boycotts this ceremony. Real Madrid just boycotts this ceremony. I haven't seen something like this in a lot of years. There's a man on one end. There, there's there's a man on one end who on crutches has decided to come to the ceremony, knowing that maybe he might not even win it, because until yesterday, I think, even today morning, everyone thought that it's before Fabrizio's tweet, everyone thought that it was Vinicius Junior who's odds on to win it. I was speaking to a friend of mine and we were discussing today evening that it's the Real Madrid Barcelona mafia there, and he was telling Rodri should win it, but Madrid will win it because that's how the award is, and it's like a breath of fresh air. But I find it incredibly bad on Vinicius Junior part to boycott it, because you have a man on crutches who's decided to come to the ceremony knowing he might not win it, and then there's Vinicius Junior who thinks that he is bigger than the award or bigger than the game or something like that. MCFC Bangladesh says now, but nevertheless, I think it's a PR contest. You're absolutely right, mate. It's always been a PR contest for Real Madrid. But he says, MCFC says, Boundless says, but nevertheless, I'm super happy for Rodri. It's an honor for a City player to win. And also, until I see him holding the trophy, I won't believe it. That's how it's always been like that. It's always been like that at this club, right? Right from the 90s to how we came out of the lower leagues into the last minute winner to come up the division to the 2012, the 2011-12 season, how we won the Premier League. We were down and out, and Aguero scores that. I mean, to the Champions League in Istanbul. Lukaku should have scored nervy moments. I mean, each time this club does something for the first time, it's always memorable, right? From your Aguero moment to coming up the divisions all those years ago to the first Champions League, that was a part of a treble. It's whatever this club does for the first time, it's just majestic. And Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or, as first City player to win the Ballon d'Or, it's almost like, it's so. I do not think in the last decade or even 2 decades that there's been a Ballon d'Or ceremony that has been surrounded so much by, not controversy, I would say, but it's been surrounded by so much of a mystery, so much of an intrigue. You kind of knew who were the first, second, third, and contest between the first and second. But I think it's never happened that a player who's potentially in first or second place refuses to turn up, and all of these things. It's just City who can bring this magic to a ceremony, if you ask me. MCFC Bangladesh says exactly the hard way, the City way. That's the City way. pride in battle. We never give up. That's what makes this club so special in the hearts of all our fans. Never give up till the end. No excuses, just this fight till the end. That's why yesterday after the Liverpool Arsenal match, when I saw Arsenal fans crying that oh the referee did this, the referee did that. I'm like, mate, that's why you'll not win the title. Most of the Arsenal fans are just crybabies, that's all. They just cry over one thing or the other. I mean, they're still in the 15th place. In the 15th place is Nico Williams, of course. I mean, mate, MCFC, mate. Who did you want to win yesterday? I mean, I know a draw was a preferable result, but who did you think of the two after watching the match? Who did you think were the early title contenders, if I may ask you? Was it Liverpool or was it Arsenal? Who did you think have it this season to go till the end with City? It was an intriguing one, but I would just like to know your opinion. Who did you think after watching the match, especially that yes, they will be our title contenders this season? There was this fan that in the 2011-12 season there was this fan who had tattooed his who has tattooed his entire arm, who has tattooed his entire left arm, who has tattooed his entire left arm with City 2011-12 Premier League winners before the match itself. And when you were, it is very interesting when you were talking to him after the match. He was like, I just didn't know why. His feelings were really of the roof in that ending period because we were 2-0 down, 2-1 down against QPR and stuff. It's very intriguing that he decided, and very brave that he decided to tattoo the entire forearm. 2011-12 Premier League winners before we won the trophy in itself. I mean, such are City fans, such is the faith we put in the club, to be honest. MCFC says draw was my preference. It was my preference as well. Liverpool were below par. Arsenal were better, but they bottled it. I mean, for the experience of especially people like Trent, Robertson, Salah, uh, Van Dijk, Allison, and all of them, I was like maybe I would prefer Arsenal to win more than Liverpool because the Liverpool squad maybe has a bit more of a know-how and they're a bit more of a world-class players when compared to Arsenal. But you know what? I was scared of Liverpool a bit. But you know what? How Arsenal players reacted after Rodri's ACL injury. After Rodri's ACL injury, a lot of Arsenal fans were celebrating like they won the bloody UCL and they can't even defeat Bayern Munich. And Unai Emery did that in his first attempt with an English team, with Aston Villa. So I think the way they acted as comeback, especially in that City game, after that City game, the Arsenal players, I lost all the respect for Arsenal and Mikel Arteta. Yesterday, I either wanted Liverpool to win or it'd be a draw. A draw was the best scenario, but in other case, I wanted Liverpool to win because see, the rivalry is both with Arsenal fans and Liverpool fans, but the way Liverpool approach football under Klopp, you see, under Slot, you see, it's 90 minutes of playing with the ball. That's it. It's 90 minutes of playing with the ball against Liverpool. You hardly saw fouls when Pep and Klopp played with each other. It's 90 minutes of playing football and congratulations in the end. But with Arsenal, it's all scumbag shit. It's all shit like David Raya was wasting two Arsenal 2-1 up at the Emirates and David Raya was wasting time in the 60th minute yesterday against Liverpool. That's how shit they are. Lost respect for Arsenal. I would actually want Liverpool to be in the title race this season and not Arsenal. Just purely for the way they approach football and they play the game. No fouls. It's just 11 versus 11 with the ball and that's it. That's how football should be, if you ask me. PKMC, he must have printed by the end. True. Mikel Arteta, right? It has kind of come back to bite them in the in the ass. Their players are getting injured left, right, and center, and they deserve it, and they deserve it. I've never seen an opposition team and their fans be so happy when an opposition player gets injured. And also it wasn't, see, injuries happen in football, but I think you will agree with me that right from the first second, Arsenal came to the Etihad with an agenda to injure Rodri. Right from the first kickoff, Havertz goes into Rodri with a shoulder barge. They came into the match with an agenda to injure Rodri. I just want in the return leg. I just want Erling Haaland to bloody brick Gabriel. He's already injured, I know. I want him to bloody brick Gabriel and make sure and make sure he gets it, because that's how angry I was. Clearly there was an agenda to injure Rodri. And these comebacks cry that they are getting red cards. They should be bloody given dark red cards and be banned for an year, if you ask me. That's how bad they are. And also, I used to shiver watching us play Liverpool versus Arsenal. I feel it's normally high schoolers versus kindergarteners. Versus Arsenal, it's way too easy, to be honest. PKMCFC, because you know that they're gonna sit back and defend. You know that if they press us high, there's a ball over the top, and Haaland and KDB runs through. I mean, KDB himself, I mean, one player is enough to break the entire Arsenal team. I mean, the day Erling Haaland let his hair down and scored a goal against Arsenal is the day when Arsenal's entire respect was doomed. Erling Haaland simply bricked the respect of Arsenal. It is almost Erling Haaland was doing the shampoo ad by letting his hair down and still scored a goal. That's how their entire respect was bricked. But with Liverpool, it was end to end. It was end to end. We had some of the iconic battles. 2019, mate. 2019, 2018-19 season. When we were 7 points of Liverpool, and Liverpool came to the Etihad. John Stones' last minute goal line clearance. I still remember it. I think you remember it as well, I'm sure. John Stones' last minute goal line clearance. I mean, by 1 centimeter. I mean, Leroy Sané goal. That was one of the most intense matches I've ever watched. I mean, that match had my heartbeat racing, because we lose that match, Liverpool would have literally gone unbeaten. That entire season, they lost just that one match. Liverpool would have gone unbeaten that entire season. Liverpool could have potentially won the treble that year. Liverpool would have made a century of points. I mean, Liverpool would have become the greatest ever team to have ever played in the Premier League if we did not win that one match. John Stones' 1 centimeter clearance prevented Liverpool from getting the invincible record and Centurion's record, treble record, and becoming the greatest ever team to have ever played the Premier League. One match, 1 centimeter, literally. That's how close the margins were against Arsenal. There's never that, literally. There's never that. PKMC says they lack discipline, lack class, lack mentality. The one thing is, I think, to put it in a nutshell, they lack the brains. They lack common sense. They lack brains. They are just, I mean, at this point, I feel Arteta and the Arsenal players are just like, they're just like a bunch of, they're just like they're just like a bunch of, screwheads. You'd say they're like a bunch of knobheads who have just lost everything, and they're like just running without any brain here and there on the pitch. That's it. I mean, imagine a team who just wants set pieces to score goals. They do not want to do anything from open play. You could have given the job to Sam Allardyce. He could have won Arsenal the title with that squad. Pure idiots, pure knobheads, Arsenal. Liverpool has never been an easy fixture for us. Ever since I've been following City 11, 12, even I've been following City from the same period, maybe an year or two before, to be honest. From yes, an year or two before, I've been following City, but it's almost around the same timeline. And the fixture with Liverpool was entertaining as well. The Cristambul stuff, to be honest, when Pellegrini was manager. Centurions and Invincible with CL, they would have been so unbearable. John Stones literally. I mean, there's a poster. I think I'll share in the community on this channel. There was a poster that thank you John Stones for saving the football world from Liverpool fans. I mean, 10 millimeter, 5 millimeter. What was it? It was less than that. It was 3 4 millimeters. That's it from from catastrophe striking the football world. Johnny Stones has destiny in his palm. He is like an orchestrator of destiny, if you ask me, Johnny Stones. Arsenal should bow down to us for saving their invincible record twice. 04, 05 and 18, 19. True. Arsenal fans, in fact, should have respect for us. They should have respect for us, but it's the reverse. What do you think of our chance of actually being invincible this season? I have to say the thing that they lack the most is accountability. That is true, and also with Mikel Arteta, he's. I mean, I've always thought that how I see a manager is a manager has his style, has his ideas, has his view on the game, and he can tweak a few things. But some of the greatest managers in the world, they stick to how they view the game, and they are even ready to be sacked with playing their own style. But Mikel Arteta is suddenly, from being a Pep disciple, is suddenly turned into Jose Mourinho disciple. Look at the players he's bringing in. Look at the height in his team. Look at the antics that they're doing. I mean, it just shows that Mikel Arteta does not have the personality to he does not have the personality to win big things. He might do it in the future, but at least now he does not have the personality to do big things. Pep Guardiola, for example, would have been sacked playing his own way, but he would not have changed the way he's played. Mourinho was sacked. Mourinho sacked himself playing the way he wanted, but not compromising his style. And bloody Mikel Arteta is in between this and that. I just don't know. Number 12 is Words and number 11 is Foden. Phil Foden with number 11. I honestly thought Phil Foden should be in the top 5. To be honest, for the season he's had last season. I know he's not won the Euros. We have not won the Champions League, but just based on the Premier League season, 19 goals, 10 goals from outside the box, 19 goals. I think Phil Foden deserves a lot more. To be honest, 19 goals with no penalties, only from outside the box. It's just amazing from Phil Foden, if you ask me. PK says Istanbul. I'm hearing this for the first time, but I get it. That was one of the most epic thing. I remember in India the match was in the 14-15 season, I guess, or 13-14 season. Yeah, one of those seasons. I mean, Liverpool needed to win the match, and to cover up the goal difference they needed to win by a little bit more. They were 3-0 up, Crystal Palace. It was night, 2 o'clock here, 2 a.m. in early morning, and I was like, Liverpool 3-0 up. I shut down the laptop and I just slept, and in the morning I was like, I just wanted to see what the result was, and it was like 3-3, and then it was Dwight Gale scoring. There was Connor MacArthur there as well. There was Dwight Gale as well. It was just superb, Dwight Gale with those long legs and stuff. It was just something else. That match was something else. I mean, Suarez crying. That was One of the best things to see. Brendan Rodgers crying. But Yaya Toure was absolutely immense for us that season. PKMCFC says we can be invincible, but it is very difficult because of our will to win. Wenger sacrificed results for staying unbeaten in the invincible season. That's true. That's true. Maybe we need to sacrifice the Carabao Cup. Definitely, maybe the FA Cup, the Champions League will not be easy. And also, those days, I do not think the fixtures were this. Those days you have Arsenal 04, 05. I think Chelsea was also not there. Chelsea was not taken over. So, Arsenal fans will not accept this. But you had Arsenal, you had and United. I think Liverpool were not competing for title in that sort of region. The title charge was mostly in the early 90s, maybe a bit late 90s. So I think you had two teams who were very good, who were competing for the titles. But now, you literally, apart from the traditional top six, you have Aston Villa who are very good. You have Brentford who are playing exceptionally well. You have Brighton who are superb. Apart from the traditional top, you have Newcastle who have come there. Apart from the traditional tops, is there at least two, three teams who are exceptionally good. There are at least eight, nine teams who can easily beat you. So the competition right now is very high. But what Arsenal fans will say, there is no Stoke City on a, you don't have to go to Stoke City on a wet, windy night right now. That is one of the most difficult fixtures. You knobheads. Do you think playing Stoke City is more difficult than playing Aston Villa right now? The competition is much more right now, to be honest. Even in Europe, even here, Arsenal fans will not acknowledge that. And the points that Arsenal fans got when winning the Invincibles, I do not think you'll even get a third place or fourth place finish right now, to be honest. But MCFC, there are certain results that are already going away. For example, the Wolves result. For example, I know it would have been a draw, but John Stones late winner. The Arsenal match where we should have lost, John Stones late winner. I think the key to staying invincible is to keep John Stones fit and at least make sure he plays the last 10 minutes of the games, because if the result is not in your favor, he has the chance to turn it. Slippy G season 30, 13, 14. Dembaba, that was one of the most iconic things. Dembaba, ba goes through bar, scores. Jose Mourinho running around the pitch, and then Yaya Toure running through and scoring as well. I think the subsequent match was against Swansea or something, and Yaya Toure, he bet four or five players and scored an individual goal. That was a Yaya Toure season as well. PKMCFC says I watched the match. I think I bet you have watched the match, mate. Jedinia, Bolasi, that Palace team was a Barclays men's team. There were players in that Palace team who could go into the streets will not forget. There is a compilation that streets will not forget, right? On YouTube, I think there are certain players who can go into that. Yannick Bolasi was clearly one. His pace, the way he could beat someone. White Gale was clearly one. I think there was Connor MacArthur or someone who was also very good. But Bolasi and Dwight Gale just ran riot that day. That Palace team was something else. Long balls, Dwight Gale, Bolasi were two tall players. One long ball, and they would pounce on the second ball and run through on goal. That Palace team was something else, I would say. Sometimes I miss those kind of teams, right now. There are not many teams who are playing that kind of football, to be honest. I kind of miss them, I would say. PKMCFC says, where are you from in India, bro? I'm from Hyderabad. I'm from Hyderabad, mate. And are you from India as well? And where are you from in India? I mean, is showing the Ballon d'Or 11, and that is such a bias, in the top five. Sorry, they're doing the Ballon d'Or team of the year. Carvajal at right back, Lonin at goalkeeper, Rudiger at centre back. My God, there's such a bias towards Madrid. 11th is Phil Foden. So we are just about going into the top 10, to be honest. PKMCFC says yes. I'm from Guwahati, Assam, and stay in Bangalore. It's always great to interact with a fellow city fan mate, especially from India. I hope you're liking the content, to be honest. But yeah, do join us on live streams. We don't do much content on the channel, but every live stream we are there, and we have a small community of small but close knit community of people. So every live stream you can just join us and see if you like it here. But what I'm sure of is you'll actually like the community here. The community here is just so good, to be honest. The discussions we have, and the our takes and stuff. PKMCFC says, "Bro, are you on Twitter?" No, no, no. I mean, I created an account. I think it was a while ago. I think more than a year. But I'm not active on Twitter, to be honest. I have to do it. I do not have Insta as well, to be honest. Not on Facebook. I'm just on YouTube, so I know that I'll have to, you know, build it up. That's what we are trying to do in the next coming days. But right now, no, it's just on YouTube. I'm not on Twitter and stuff as well, to be honest. I mean, this is such a bias. This is such a bias. Jude Bellingham is in midfield. I mean, they have declared seven players, and of the four players are from Real Madrid in the team of the year. I mean, Andre Lunin, the goalkeeper of the year. Come on, man, you can do it better. Doesn't matter. Florentino Perez कितना भी pay करे तुमको, but you can't be this biased, to be honest. MCFC says you can do discussion shows too. That will be cool. Yes, yes, mate. We'll have to do discussion shows. Not just. I mean, we can do the city ones, like maybe after the match we can have a bit of fan fireside fan discussion things or stuff. We can have, I mean, you guys can come along as well, three or four of us, we can do that. And also we can have uh, shows with rival fans as well, like noisy neighbors. I think where we can bring a United fan and staff. I think there are actually plans. There are actually plans to do those sort of things. And actually, I wanted to ask you a question, mate. The question is how. I mean, we have had this discussion in the community, to be honest, on the live streams and stuff, and people have had different takes on this. I want to know your take. I mean, how do you solve City's midfield dilemma? That is the question. How do you solve City's midfield dilemma? I know Kovacic, Foden, and Gundogan maybe. Or Pep is going with Kovacic, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. I mean, for me, none of those midfields are working because, Southampton, they've had two or three counter-attacking chances against us. The match before, Wolves, counter-attacking chances against us. If Adama Traore could finish, Fulham would have scored four goals against us. So, I mean, in each of the matches we have played, clearly that midfield is not working. Kovacic has been excellent, but is not able to, for me, he's not able to have that physicality in the midfield, especially the defensive side to stop the counter attacks. So, how do you deal with that? Do you play Nunez in the midfield? Clearly, Pep doesn't want to do that. So, that's a big dilemma, at least till January, until we sign a midfielder. So, what is your preferred three in the midfield, to be honest? Would you want John Stones to maybe come into the midfield and play Kovacic as a box to box player? What do you want to do? I mean, What's your take on it? Because we have had varied takes from different people in the community on this issue, especially. PKMCFCCC, when I plan to open a channel, all the best, mate. We want as many people opening city channels as possible, and then what we can do is we can collaborate with each other. We can come on each other's shows, and we can help to expand each other's community. Now, what I've realized by doing YouTube is the journey cannot be alone. I mean, it's much more better, and it's much more. The journey is much more not entertaining is not the word, but the journey is much more enjoyable. If you have fellow content creators who are doing the same sort of stuff, together you collaborate with them, they collaborate with you. It goes hand in hand. You enjoy each other's stuff. You're there for each other when things are not going well, like you're not getting views or not getting subs, vice versa. So I think it's open a channel and definitely will be there to support you, mate. Open a channel and we'll be there to support you, mate. And when you open a channel, do come on here and just I'll give the channel a shout out and I'll invite you onto one of our shows as well. To be honest, PKMCFs is just simple. Get a number six, example Zubimendi, and when Rodri comes back next year, he can play. He can play as number eight. But now to January, what do you say? Because now to January, until the window opens, which is on January 8th or something, right? So until then, I think there are a seizable number of fixtures. See, due to the Champions League format being extended, I think from now to maybe the start of February, you play a game every 2 to 3 days, roughly. So even if you count the time from now to January, 8th or something, which is when the window opens. You play a game every 2 to 3 days. There are a lot of games. I think the Champions League could be decided. I mean, the group stage could be decided. The title potentially there could be certain decisive matches. So I think this phase is important because I think if we can get through this phase with minimal damage done, I think there's nothing like it, mate. There's absolutely nothing like it, to be honest. Till January, then buy a six. I think one of the problems you're having is Gundogan is out of form. Nunez is a great option as a left winger. I mean, it's so interesting with Matthews Nunez. In fact, we were discussing it earlier on as well. I think in the Southampton game, Matthew growing up and even when he signed for City, Nunez would never in a million years be expecting that I would be playing as a permanent left winger because Nunez was one of I would not say in the top, but he's one of the in-demand central midfield players. Ruben Amorim felt bad when he lost Nunez. He ran the midfield several times for Wolves, even against us at Molineux when Wolves defeated us. So I mean, turning a player to a left winger, turning Josko Guardiola, who I do not think he's played much as a I absolutely do not think he's actually played much as a left back into one of the best left backs in world football. For me, Josko Guardiola is the best left back in world football right now. I think they're revealing many more names. Let us see. 11 Phil Foden and that's it. I think apart from that, they haven't revealed any more names yet. The journey is definitely better with fellow blues and it's more exciting as well. We'll be there to support each other. I still remember the moments, I was doing a live stream for I'm still getting goosebumps in the voice while speaking this. I was doing a live stream for 3 seasons before, City against Real Madrid semi-final in the Bernabeu 3 seasons before. 2 seasons before it was I think roughly 2 3 seasons before we were 2-0 up and then extra time Madrid equalized Madrid get one back. Madrid equalize. Unbelievable. 2 minutes, everything was like gone. And then we go to extra time, and Diaz gives away penalty. I mean, for 2 weeks, I didn't dare to even open social media, and I couldn't even dare to do anything else, focus on anything else. I couldn't even dare to focus on work and nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, those kind of moments will be there for sure. So it's always good to. I found solace in speaking to fellow blues and all of the people during those moments. It's definitely hard, because when you support a club with so much of vigor. I mean, all of the fellow blues who I've spoken to had the same feelings, and we were there for each other during that period. To be honest, that was kind of very difficult. But then the revenge was sweet. Next season, we just stripped Real Madrid naked at the Etihad and paraded them 10 times around the ground. That's what we did. That was so bloody satisfying. What we did with Real Madrid the next season, we tied them in knots. PKMCFC says, now I would love to mate. Now till January is manageable. No serious CL fixture. No FA Cup till then. Carabao, Pep's gonna take lightly. And Prem, we are doing great as we are still nicking results when we are pretty poor. The Prem is the concern. I mean, the Champions League is kind of a concern, to be honest, because if you do not win, I mean, I'm sure we'll finish in the top eight. But then my target for City this season always was to finish in the top four, if not the top two, because if you finish in the top four, you kind of are guaranteed the semi-final spot somehow or the other, 80-90%. So I think that was the target, and I think we have got a couple of difficult fixtures. Juventus away will be difficult. Sporting away will be difficult. PSG at home, not an easy fixture anyways. I think we have Lille as well. They have defeated Real Madrid and Barca and Atletico Madrid both as well. So I mean, so the Champions League is not so easy, to be honest. So that is what I mean. And in the Premier League, there are two or three fixtures that I'm looking at. Bournemouth at the weekend will not be easy. Bournemouth away. Maybe we'll have to face another goosebumpy afternoon. Bournemouth away will not be easy. But Aston Villa away and Liverpool away are two games. I mean, maybe that's why I'm maybe looking at Arsenal dropping points in another game, and maybe Liverpool also dropping points in another game, so that we have a cushion. But the good thing is we have 5 more points than what Arsenal than what we should have, because John Stones won us 2 points, and then he rescued a point for us at the Etihad. So we at least have 3 points more than we should have. It's into the top 10 now. The Ballon d'Or thing is into the top 10. There's one Kylian Mbappe, and Kylian Mbappe was such an useless shit against Barcelona, right? He was so useless against Barcelona. Gundo, to be fair, is never that good in the first half of the season. He always comes good in the second half. That is the hope. That is the hope. That is absolutely the hope. The same thing with Bernardo as well. That is absolutely the hope. Just imagine both Gundo and Bernardo come good in the second half of the season, mate. The rivals will be crying like anything. Clutch Gundogan coming good in the second half of the season is something else. I think even Pep is somehow trying to play to perfection. Many people were criticizing that Pep is not playing Phil Foden. One of my friend was telling Phil Foden should leave. Now Pep is not playing him regularly, but this is why Pep is the greatest manager ever in the game. He's timing Phil Foden perfectly. He's managing the minutes of Phil Foden exceptionally well. You know why Odegaard got injured and Foden is not injured? Because Arteta played Odegaard from the first game itself. Okay, Odegaard didn't have Euros and stuff, but still the way Arteta manages players, for example, and the way Pep manages Foden is, that's the reason why Pep is the best manager. Pep is timing Foden perfectly well, giving him little few minutes. And against Southampton, he's played the complete 90. I think it's the first time he's played the complete 90 in the Premier League. And he'll get more rest as well, I think, as we go on. But I think from February, Foden will play every game, if I'm not wrong. Nunes is good for most teams in the middle, but for us, we need better close control. If he improves his close control in first touch, Pep will definitely give him chance in the mid. That is true. I think he does not have the pausa, which Pep likes. I think Pep likes midfielders who relax on the ball. Foden's developing that, I think, if you observe keenly against Southampton. Foden had a bit of that pausa in his game. Oh, that night, that night gives me nightmares. How the hell did we go from 2-0 down? And then also the worst thing is Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus missing chances. Left, right, and center. And what did Mikel Arteta do? He's gone on and bought Raheem Sterling and Gabriel Jesus. This fills me with more confidence seeing both of them in our rivals team. The damage that Spurs quarterfinal gave made me very immune, and I was kind of relieved when we lost against Real in 21-22, as Liverpool was in the final and City had no defenders and only Laporte and painkillers. That was, and that was again a season where you just didn't know, to be honest, because Liverpool literally could have gone on and won the Premier League, the Champions League, and they could have got the Centurions the points as well. And I mean Liverpool that season, if I'm not wrong, could have done the quadruple, right? Because Liverpool won the FA Cup, Liverpool won the Carabao Cup. They were in the finals of the Champions League. I mean, I remember that season, Unai Emery's Villarreal defeated Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, and Liverpool faced Villarreal in the semi-finals, and Liverpool defeated Villarreal in the semi-finals, got to the final. I mean, there was a clear chance that Liverpool could do a Centurions and win the quadruple as well that season. You know what the funny thing was for Liverpool that season? They had the potential to win the quadruple, and by the end they were just left with the Mickey Mouse trophies of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, which were absolutely nothing for the effort they have put. And in the Champions League final as well, and in the Champions League final as well that season, Liverpool battered Madrid. Thibaut Courtois turned into one of the best keepers, and I mean, he turned into the god of football or something. And Vinicius Junior had one chance, Madrid had one chance, Liverpool had million chances, and Madrid scored. And the thing is, we were down 75th minute, 2-0 down to Aston Villa. It was written in the stars for Liverpool to win the quadruple, to be honest, and we made a comeback ourselves, 3-2 against Aston Villa. Even that was just that season was very, very special. With no defenders, I remember against West Ham. Subsequently 2-0 down, made 2-2, and then Mahrez misses a penalty there. I thought that was the title gone. That was a very, very special season. And also, you know what was special about that season? 75th minute, Villa 2-0 up, Steven Gerrard the manager, Coutinho on the pitch, Coutinho the goal scorer, the second goal scorer, which was actually decisive. You just could imagine nothing but Liverpool winning the quadruple with all of those things set up there, and then at the end they just won those Mickey Mouse trophies. But the Spurs quarterfinal, I remember that Spurs took a corner. Spurs took that corner for the, I think to make it 3-3 or something. Spurs took a corner, and I went and hid in the kitchen. I that time I was not doing the live streaming, so I got up from in front of my laptop and went and hid in the kitchen. And 2 minutes later, I come and I see Spurs scored. That was just insane. Once Kev is back, UA will be difficult. Others will be relatively easier. Yes, UA is definitely difficult. I think Sporting will be difficult as well. Three at the back, and Sporting have great defenders, Osman Diamande and stuff. Ruben Amorim, who they say is a potential new manager. So No, once Kev is back for a substantial amount of time, we are still till January. Yeah, I think Kevin De Bruyne and also Phil Foden, getting into form, scoring those long range bangers. But for me, again, counterattacks are a worry. I mean, with Walker injured, I mean, that is the only worry for me, counterattacks. I quite prefer John Stones playing in that midfield role, to be honest. John Stones, Gundogan, Foden, or John Stones, Kovacic. I think John Stones, Kovacic, Foden, or John Stones, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. Then there'll be no creativity. I think John Stones, Kovacic, Foden is one of the perfect midfields, if you ask me. Pep has some personal issues going on, and Kev as well. Once both are back, we will be mint again. I think once Kev is back, we'll get Haaland's output as well. Haaland will again score two or three hat tricks. So I think Kevin De Bruyne is pivotal. But then again, who is your De Bruyne replacement? Who is your according to you? Name a player, mate. Who do you think should replace Kevin De Bruyne? Because again, here in this community, we have had different players, from Jamal Musiala to Florian Wirtz to Xavi Simons. People suggesting a lot of names. That Courtois performance was on par with Neuer in the 14 World Cup in 2020 Champions League final and Casillas 2010. That was just right out of some legendary goalkeeping performances. It was also on par with what was his name? I think was it Dudek? I don't remember who was the goalkeeper for Liverpool in that Istanbul comeback against AC Milan. When that goalkeeper, I think it was Dudek, I think if I'm not wrong, when that goalkeeper was excellent. Not Pep Foden has some personal. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking this Pep has some personal issues, but yeah, it's Foden. I think Foden's issues are sorted. He looks happy. He looks buzzing. He looks fitter than ever. To be honest, he absolutely looks fitter than ever. Phil Foden. When the Coutinho goal went in, I couldn't control my tears. When I was running to my room, we scored. When I sat, we we scored another. And when I switched on my laptop for a bigger screen, we scored the third. I mean, each one of us did something else. Literally, one of my friend, he changed the angle with which he was viewing. He was viewing the match on the phone, and he literally changed the angle with which he was viewing the match on the phone. I actually, I when I changed the angle of the phone and stuff like that, where I was viewing the match, I was viewing the match on the phone back then. It was on a live stream, to be honest. So, so I mean, the superstitions which we did that time were just amazing. And then in the chat at that time, I was doing live stream then, and then on the chat at that time, you had Liverpool fans, you had Barca fans, you had like I didn't the channel was a bit young back then, and I just didn't know you had so many fans at that time. You literally at one time had 200 watching, and they were just like spamming. Liverpool scored. City bottled the title again. All this and that. It was just getting on me that time. That was one of the most stressful watch alongs you would say I've done. But Stones is made of glass. That is the worry. That is the worry. If Stones, that's why Pep is protecting him. Stones was a little bit more fitter. I think Stones perfectly could replace Rodri. To be honest, if it were in my hands, PKMC says if it were in my hands, it would be Musiala or Birds and another midfielder. Uh, I do not want Florian Words. Actually, a lot of people in this community want Florian Words, but I do not want Florian Words because he is left footed. And just imagine the amount of left footed players that would be there if Florian Words came. Foden left footer, Savinho left footer, Oscar Bob left footer. Am I Bernardo Silva left footer? Okay, Erling Haaland plays strike, but Erling Haaland left footer. in the attacking third. So you literally have five left footers, right? In that attacking this thing. To be honest, I mean, and also I think Florian Wirtz likes to cut inside, and Phil Foden occupies the same spaces as Florian Wirtz. So I think it will be a problem like Messi and Paulo Dybala. To be honest, it would be a problem like Messi and Paulo Dybala both occupy the same spaces. If we bring it would be a problem like Alexis Sanchez and Paul Pogba. I think if we actually bring in Florian Wirtz. So no to Florian Wirtz. I think it's written in French, but I think Xabi Alonso wins the manager of the season. To be honest, it's interesting. It's absolutely very interesting. To be honest, it's absolutely very interesting, mate. Manchester United is working on a Manchester. This breaking news coming in from David Ornstein. So it's actually very reliable. David Ornstein says Manchester United working on a deal to appoint Ruben Amorim as the head coach. United are ready to pay 10 million euros release clause, plus they're in talks with Sporting CP to actually Sporting CP to actually finalize the deal. 39-year-old Portuguese is open to accepting the move. So it seems that Ruben Amorim could be the next Manchester United manager. Wow. David Ornstein is reporting it from the Athletic. He says that Ruben Amorim is expected to become Manchester United's new head coach, and the talks are very advanced. Wow, this is just wow, because I always thought we were in the race to sign Ruben Amorim as Pep's replacement, because we got Hugo Viana, who's the sporting director as well. So that is actually very interesting. So that's actually very interesting in terms of what's happening around. I didn't expect that, to be honest. Ruben Amorim actually expected to going for Manchester United. I mean, maybe Pep Guardiola is not gonna go. Maybe Pep Guardiola is gonna extend you. We just do not know. But David Ornstein exclusively reporting that Ruben Amorim could become new Manchester United head coach. In terms of ball delivery, Words is quite similar to Kevin De Bruyne, but in a very small scale. I think I'm actually looking at players who could deliver killer balls. I mean, whose range of passing is very good, and I don't think Musiala's range of passing is like Kevin De Bruyne's. I mean, I just think the best Kevin De Bruyne replacement was Cole Palmer, to be honest, because just seeing his range of passing, his ability to run through from the midfield. I think we haven't seen that at City, because at City Pep has a system where only Kevin De Bruyne, for example, is given the freedom to do that. Maybe Foden at times, but it's generally Kevin De Bruyne. I think if you give Cole Palmer the freedom that you have given Kevin De Bruyne, I actually think that Cole Palmer could do it. The best De Bruyne replacement was Cole Palmer. I don't know. There's actually certain things going on that City might buy back Cole Palmer, but I think Chelsea is gonna ask for 150 million, and we ain't paying that. And but Musiala will get you off your seat. Again, the question mark is, what do you do with Phil Foden? Do you play two central attacking midfielders? Because I do not think Rodri is the kind of DM who can hold on his own if you play two attacking midfielders. What do you do with Phil Foden? Because I think naturally Foden was seen as the heir to uh, to Kevin De Bruyne's throne. And also I think we should stop thinking like a like for like replacement for Kevin, because David Silva went, and I don't think we had a like for like replacement. Well, Bernardo Silva came, but it's the roles different. David Silva went, no like for like replacement. Fernandinho went, no like for like replacement. So actually, I think Gundogan went, for example, Pep got in Kovacic. So actually, I think City are a team where Pep Guardiola evolves tactics, and he does not. The player leaves. I think he wants the next player to fit his evolved tactics. Not Does not always buy the player who has left. Laporte leaves, and we buy Josko Guardiola, for example. But both are different kind of players. So it's actually very interesting in terms of how we actually approach this. PKMCFC says in that case, words is better for us. He can play a bit deeper too, or Foden in future can play deeper. I mean, Foden in a midfield three, I still think that's difficult. I actually think Xavi Simons could suit the role perfectly well. Because Xavi Simons could play deeper. He's excellent at dribbling. His shooting is very good. His range of passing is one of the best in the world, if you ask me. Xavi Simons is just so underrated for me. I always wanted Xavi Simons to be the replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. But I don't think we do that. I think we go in for Jamal Musiala, to be honest, next season, because that's how a lot of outlets are reporting. Jamal Musiala next, and also I think we must remember we are getting Claudio Echeverri in January. Pep has told that Claudio Echeverri is gonna join the squad in January. So I think you add words to this. Claudio Echeverri is another left-footed player. I just think we'll have a left-footed players academy there. I- and I think words is honestly going to Madrid. I mean, you have Claudio Echeverri, you have Foden, you get Jamal Musiala. I'm just not understanding how we can fit all of them in there, to be honest. Gautam is here. Hey, Gautam, how are you doing? The and the Rodri Ballon news as well. Gautam, that's one of the main reasons why we are here to see the tears of Madrid fans. To be honest, to see the destruction of Madrid PR machine. We are here. PKMCFC says, I like Xavi Simons very much, but think he can be a little bit hit and miss. But I think, but don't you think, MCFC, that is the sort of player exactly that Pep want? Because when Pep bought Rodri from Atletico Madrid, I mean, when Rodri was playing at Atletico Madrid, if someone told you he'll win the Ballon d'Or, he would at least be in contention for the Ballon d'Or, you'd be like laughing at that guy, right? No one knew. Rodri was kind of hit and miss in Atletico Madrid. Pep bought him the first season as well. We just thought, who have we bought? Is not the best Fernandinho replacement, this and that. But look at what's actually happened to look at what's actually happened to Rodri. The progression. I think Jeremy Doku as well. Doku is a bit hit and miss right now, but I personally feel the potential of Jeremy Doku is more than Vinicius Junior. The goal he scored against Fulham, in the next 1 or 2 years, you'll see him do that regularly. That is his level. His potential is more than Vinicius Junior. That can tell you a lot. So you look at the players that Pep has bought in. Rodri, bit of hit and miss. Vinicius, sorry, not Vinicius Junior. Doku, bit of a hit and miss, to be honest. Ruben Diaz, John Stones at Everton. I know he was a big player there, but John Stones at Everton was never really, there. He was a bit of a hit and miss again. So Kyle Walker was good for Spurs, but he really had his off days. He was very bad with the ball in possession certain times. So look at the players that Pep has got, and they're kind of hit and miss players, and then he turns them into world class players. To be honest, PKM saves is just Echeverry will play the Alvarez role, I guess. I mean, it's interesting to see how Pep develops them because I see Echeverry as a big talent, as a huge talent. But then you're right. I think he might play on the wing, the left wing or the right wing. To be honest, I think maybe the left wing because Savinho has just been exceptional. Savinho has just been exceptional. I mean, Michel is the Girona manager. No, after the, after see, Savinho went from Troyes to PSV on loan. It didn't work out for him, injury, and then he came back to Troyes, and then last season he went to Girona. And then when Michel saw Savinho for the first time in the practice session, seems that he went to Kike Canshell, who's the sporting director at Girona, and he told him that I've seen Vinicius Junior play. I've never seen anyone dribble like Vinicius Junior and take a man on one. And this player Savinho, he probably is a better one-on-one dribbler than Vinicius Junior. I've never seen such a player in my life. Those are the exact words that Michel told to the sporting director at Girona. So I think Savinho's level, both Savinho and Doku's level for me is there. Is almost more than Vinicius Junior's level. Savinho will be a world class talent, exceptional talent. You see the crosses he's giving yesterday. Savinho is absolutely exceptional. Gautam says a crazy evening, lots of things happening here. Exactly, Gautam. That's why we are actually live. A lot of things happening. Ten Hag sad. Ten Hag actually. Ten Hag said, I actually wanted to put in something. Maybe I'll just see if I can put something there for all of you to see. That would just be absolutely hilarious. I'll just see if I could if I could actually put something in here for you guys. To be honest. Eric Ten Hag actually said something, so I want all of you guys to actually see that because that will just be so hilarious. That will absolutely be so that will absolutely be so hilarious. I think I just have it. Just give me a second, and I'll actually put that is just something else. Want all of you guys to see that. To be honest, can you guys actually read this? Eric Ten Hag in May 2022. In this moment, I admire them both. They play in this moment really fantastic football, both Liverpool and Man City. But you will always see that an era comes to an end. Eric Ten Hag in October 2024, sacked by Manchester United. Whose era has come to an end, Eric? Whose era has come to an end? Whose era has come to an end, Eric? Whose era has absolutely come to an end? Eric Ten Hag, your era has absolutely come to an end. Still remember this statement. I think you guys also remember this statement. Era's come to an end, it seems. He was bloody sacked. He was bloody sacked. Gautam says, PKMCF says this weekend leading to this week has been out of this world. Maybe it is nature's way of compensating for the potential thrashing we will get this Wednesday night at the hands of Spurs. Spurs themselves are. I mean, I back our academy kids. Honestly, PKMs. You say back our academy kids to hand a thrash into Spurs. To be honest, I think O'Reilly starts, McAtee starts. I think it will be a mix. John Stone starts, McAtee starts, O'Reilly starts. So maybe Foden starts, Nunez starts, Haaland and Sabinho get a rest. I just think against Spurs, it will suit us more because I think it will be a false nine. Pep will go for a false nine. I know at this moment, I know at this moment we have midfield problems, but I think against Spurs, a false nine could, and giving Haaland rest in a false nine could bolster our midfield even more, to be honest, because we'll have an extra body in the midfield and stuff. So that will be interesting. Gautam says Amorim is the new target for Man U. Yeah, yeah. I was just reading this out along with PKMCFC. To be honest, we were just reading that David. It's coming exclusively from the Athletic. David Ornstein has said that is literally said that United expect Ruben Amorim to be their new manager. The talks are very advanced. 10 million euros to actually pay out his release clause. The talks are absolutely advanced. Ruben Amorim. Again, this brings me to the question now, guys. Put your thinking hat on. Who will be our next manager? Who will be our next manager? If Amorim goes to Manchester United, put your thinking hat on, guys. Who will be our next manager? To be honest, if Amorim goes to Manchester United, PKMCFCS plus Javi Simmons might be tricky. To get out of PSG due to the political issue between our owners and theirs. We haven't really done business with them because of that. That's also true. Otherwise, we would have we would have actually got that guy who's I don't remember. There's another talented guy at PSG who plays central midfield for them. I don't remember him, but we would have got that guy as well. Gautam says, as per David Arnstein, if Amorim has an above poor IQ level, he will reject the rags. We came so it depends, I think, because Ruben Amorim, sporting manager. I mean, you get a chance to manage Manchester United. I mean, you do not know. I know Pep Guardiola. You do not know if Pep Guardiola is not going to extend it and you'll have a chance at City next season. If you are Ruben Amorim, you definitely do not know that at this point of time. United come calling. And a lot of indications are Pep might extend, to be honest. So Pep extends 1 year. And you do not know after that year because Pep is just 53 years old. Is not even that old. Is one of the youngest managers out there. It's hilarious what he has already achieved. So and Pep might even want to Pep might even want to continue one more year. We might find the rivalry with Arne Slot as intriguing as Jurgen Klopp. He might be more relaxed. And Club of the Year nominees City, Dortmund, Girona, Real Madrid, Bayer Leverkusen. I think they are gonna give it to Real Madrid. But it's interesting. Both Girona and City are in there, two clubs managed by us, to be honest. So I think your Ruben Amorim. I think with the City job, it's not a guarantee. Should he have guaranteed you, then that's a different thing. But I do not think it's guaranteed with the City job, to be honest. So I think Amorim will take the United job. I know he should reject it, but then I think he'll take the United job, to be honest. And don't forget when Vinicius came to Madrid at first, he was thrashed. The first 2 seasons, he was absolutely thrashed. First 2 seasons, Vinicius Junior is he was like Doku, to be honest. That's why I say Doku's potential is up there. Gautam says, by the way, if Rodri wins, he will be the biggest club legend of all time. he will surpass the likes of Colin Bell, Kun Aguero, David Silva, KDB, Vincent Kompany. Uh, I don't know, Gautam, on that. I think he will be on par with all of them. I think we literally cannot say one of those legends is higher than the other because all of them have their moments. You see Vincent Kompany, that goal against Leicester 2011-12, we were we were 7 points behind United. I think we win 1-0 in the derby. Kompany scores the header in a must-win derby. So Kompany's there, he's had iconic moments. Same with David Silva, same with Kun Aguero, of course. So every player in that list has had iconic moments. KDB, of course. Rodri, of course, the Champions League winning goal. So I wouldn't say one is bigger than the other, but I would say let us celebrate all of them together because I think they deserve to be celebrated together. I think because each of them have given us memories that we will cherish. We will cherish forever. Company, Leicester, go. I mean, there's a lot of memories each of them have given us. So, I mean, at least me, I cannot. I find it hard to differentiate between one and the other. But maybe I think if Rodri is at City till 31, 32, since he's come at such a young age to City in this golden period, I think by the time he winds up his career, maybe I think you could place him above everyone. But I think at this point, he is his for me at least is on level with all of them. PKMC, she says the era is coming to an end. I mean, I don't know why the Man United managers make these sort of thrash comments. Solskjaer comes and says in his, I think, first season, he says, mountains are there to be climbed. Ten Hag comes and says, mountains are there, peaks are there to be surmounted. That's what Solskjaer said. And uh, Ten Hag says this. Absolute fools, all of them. Everyone wants to be Jose Mourinho box office. But their careers end like their managerial careers end like in they and Hindi daily and Hindi daily serial and Indian Hindi daily serial. That's how their managerial careers end. Gautam says, why always me? Pete Eric Ten Hag will miss the memes of 10 bobbins. Why always me? I actually think we should design a hand sketched t-shirt of Eric Ten Hag telling eras come to an end comment and then buy Ten Hag October 2024 your era is over, something like that. I think we can. These managers give some excellent ideas, t-shirt ideas. Grumpy Arteta, era's coming to an end. Ten Hag, maybe Xabi Alonso. I think Xabi Alonso is spot on for Madrid. I think Madrid are gonna lose La Liga this season for sure, the way Barca are playing. I think Madrid are not going to go far in the Champions League. You saw Lille defeated them. Dortmund honestly should have defeated them. Dortmund were 2-1 up. I can't even know how Dortmund lost that game. So Madrid are not playing good. Again, Champions League, Madrid can do anything, but Madrid are not playing good, to be honest. Madrid are not playing good at all. So I think Ancelotti will leave at the end of the season. It's gonna be Xabi Alonso along with Florian Wirtz heading to Madrid because Madrid have literally not replaced Toni Kroos or Luka Modric. I know there's Arda Güler and stuff, Bellingham and stuff, but I think they need a Florian Wirtz there. So I would count Xabi Alonso out of the race. Though I might be wrong. If these reports are true, Ruben Amorim is out of the race. Now this is interesting because I was counting on Ruben Amorim. This is interesting. Would you guys like Roberto De Zerbi? Would you guys like Roberto De Zerbi as the next City manager? How would Roberto De Zerbi be? Just an idea. Gautam says, for me, Rodri without the trophy is the biggest legend of the club. Proud member of Rodri FC. Is no doubt, Gautam, the biggest, is the biggest legend of the club, to be honest. But I just find it difficult to say that he is bigger than David Silva, Vincent Kompany, at least. Now, I mean, that's again a personal preference. But you're not wrong if you say Rodri is the biggest legend, but for me, I find it difficult to separate them because each of them have given us moments, But one thing, the Rodri statue will be up there. And I think Aguero, Silva, Company, Rodri, and KDB, I think their statues will be there in front of the stadium. And of course, Phil Foden's statue will be there, not now, but at the end of his career. Haaland, it depends on what he actually does. Guys, whose statue would look the best? Whose statue would look epic, thug life statue? It would give you mafia vibes. Josko Guardiola. Just imagine Josko Guardiola statue. The guy is just a mentality monster. He's a cold-blooded. For me, Josko Guardiola seems like a cold-blooded mafia boss, to be honest. PKMC also says, alright guys, I will drop off for today. Really loved interacting with you today. For sure will join in the future upload of yours. Take care. Bye PKMC MCFC. We love to have you on the community and do join us for the live watch alongs because the community here is it's a beautiful community. It's just wonderful. We have some wonderful people here. No. So do join us and take care, mate. Gautam says, after seeing the El Clasico, I was just wondering why didn't we play such a high line like Barca against Madrid in the UCL? Because I don't know, Gautam. I think in the UCL Real Madrid, Ancelotti knew and Ancelotti just shat his pants and Ancelotti parked the bus. Ancelotti absolutely parked the bus. That's it. And so I think that's one of the reasons why, in a way, we played the high line, but we didn't invite them on as much because our high line was more than Barca's, but it was more of keeping possession and stuff. And also they were idiots. They were absolute idiots. Real Madrid. When an opposition plays such a high line, the runners always have to be from midfield because then they will never be offside. Bellingham made one or two runs and he was not offside. It was bloody stupid. Mbappe making all of those runs, he didn't have any brain and he was like shit. He was offside 8 times. Erling Haaland the entire season was offside 6 times last season, and that too he was offside 3 times against West Ham in the last game. So the entire season, I think he was offside only 3 or 4 times. I mean, Barca cannot play that high line against us, People like Savinho and Haaland will kill them. But it's interesting that Hansi Flick played that high line against Bayern Munich. He's played that high line against uh, Real Madrid. And I mean, in a space of a week, Hansi Flick defeated two European heavyweights in Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. That's very interesting. I just don't know how with Harry Kane, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Jamal Musiala, you get beat by such a high line. I just don't know. Gautam says the offside trap played by Barca was excellent. Mbappe was offside 8 and he didn't have brain. He didn't have brain, Gautam. He absolutely didn't have brain. Otherwise, in an offside trap, I think you generally play midfield runners. You generally have midfield runners to break the trap. Gautam says Guardiola is quite underrated. I would take Deserby, but I really want Hansi Flick. I think Hansi Flick is out of the question because the news is that City actually want to plan. Uh, City actually want to plan long term. For City actually want to plan for the next 10 years at least. That is what the sources are actually telling. City want to plan for 10 years, and that's why they've got Hugo Viana, who's a young sporting director. He's just 41, 42, I think. So, so I think Hansi Flick is out of the question. I mean, if Mikel Arteta is sacked by Arsenal next season, Pep renews for an year, and Arteta is available, I mean, there was a time 3 4 seasons back when I would have considered the decision, but not now. I don't want this comeback anywhere near City now. Mikel Arteta has become an absolute scumbag. Do not want him anywhere near City. Uh, Now, I mean, deserve is an option. I'm still thinking who could it be? Surely not Vincent Kompany. He's not yet ready. Deserve is an option, and I mean, Alonso's not there. Amorim is not there. I'm honestly struggling to think of other options. To be honest, struggling to think of other options except Deserby. Graham Potter is available. Would you want Graham Potter? I don't know. Would be too much of a risk probably to take. Gautam says, I really want to see Man City versus Barca in UCL. Pep ball versus Flick ball. I think we'll actually have one in the quarterfinals or semi-finals for sure if everything goes as expected for both the teams. I mean, I think they're not announcing the top 10. Gautam says, but if Amorim is gone, whom we are targeting, then what can be the option? I don't see Michel. Michel, yes, I've forgotten Michel Gautam. I think I would actually love Michel to be honest. I would absolutely love Michel to be honest. I would like Michel to be honest. Michel would not be a bad choice at all to be honest. Michel would not at all be a bad choice if you ask me. Because Michel for me he plays street football. He's innovative. I mean, his tactics are so courageous. Like it seems you're playing street football. So Michel is good. I think it would be Deserby and Michel. Maybe I would want Michel because he's grown through the City ecosystem. He's done absolutely well with Girona. He's beaten Barcelona last season. So it will be very interesting with what happens with Michel. To be honest. I mean, they're still not announcing the top 10. I think it's Ruben Amorim for sure for United. I mean, multiple sources confirming it. I mean, Ruud Gillett has actually tweeted just now that he thinks Vinicius Junior will win the Ballon d'Or. He says this is the biggest individual award in the world. It will pay a big honor to the one who wins it. So Ruud Gillett says it. It will be Vinicius Junior. So I mean, the last non-attacking player to win it was Fabio Cannavaro 2006, and then before that, Stoichkov, Baggio, everyone was. I think before that you'll have to maybe go back to probably Karl Heinz Rummenigge, I think 1981, I think Franz Beckenbauer 1976, they're all defenders. So, I mean, Fabio Cannavaro won it in 2006, so almost 20 years down the line. I think 20 years down the line, and it will there will be someone who is not named Messi, Ronaldo, and stuff actually winning it, and Kaka as well. Phil Foden has been ranked 11. I mean, the intrigue continues, to be honest. The intrigue absolutely continues, to be honest. Who will win the Ballon d'Or? So there are a few people actually coming on and saying that Rodri might not actually win the Ballon d'Or. People are telling it would be hilarious if Vinicius Junior didn't attend the ceremony and he actually won the Ballon d'Or. But I think Rodri deserves it, to be honest, more than Vinicius Junior. There was more competition in the Premier League than La Liga last season. He's won the Euros as well. I actually think Rodri deserves it more than Vinicius Junior. I know the bias is always towards the attacking players, but I think Rodri will create history. He'll be a Premier League legend. How many players from the Premier League have won the Ballon d'Or? Who was the last player in the Premier League to have won the Ballon d'Or? I mean, Messi, Benzema, Ronaldo, Messi, Kaká, Cannavaro, Shevchenko, Ronaldo, Michael Owen. I think 2001, Michael Owen. I think at that time was he in the Premier League? I think he was. So 2001, Michael Owen was the last Premier League player, if I'm not wrong, to win the Ballon d'Or. I think with Liverpool. So it's been what 20 years. I think there are not many winners like players who are playing in the Premier League when they won it. Stoichkov, Baggio, Van Basten, that was the Italian era. Lothar Matthäus, Van Basten, wow, Van Basten's won it thrice, I think. Rod Gullet, again the Italian league, I think AC Milan, Bellano, Michel Platini thrice. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, that was the German league again. Kevin Keegan, I think you'll have to go back to 78, 79. Twice Kevin Keegan has won it for Liverpool. I think from 1956, 1960 Luis Suarez, but it's not this Luis Suarez. I think from 1956 to 2023, I think Dennis Law is there. 1964, I think hardly three players have won it while they were playing in the Premier League. Gautam says Ronaldo maybe. Cristiano Ronaldo's first Ballon d'Or was 2008. Yes, yes, Ronaldo's won it for United when yeah, I think that was his last season for United. He's won it then. So I think hardly from 1956 to 2023. That's best part of 65, 66 years. There have just been what three players, four players who have won the Ballon d'Or. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. This is something else. And all of those players who have won it, I think in the last 66 years, I think there are only three players who are not Bayer, Fabio Cannavaro, and then I think there have only been two players who have won the Ballon d'Or and who have not been attackers. Apart from that, Cannavaro and Beckenbauer. Everyone else have been attackers. So Rodri will be third player in 66 years who's not an attacker to actually win the Ballon d'Or. Hopefully he wins it, but yeah. And also just a question here for you, Gautam. Who is the player in the Premier League who has had the most amount of touches in the final third? Which player in the Premier League has the most amount of touches in the final third? It's a clue. It's a City player. Can you guess, Gotham? Can you guess? One chance for you. Can you guess who is the player who's had the most amount of touches in the final third, in the final attacking third, inside the penalty box? Who's had the highest amount of touches inside the penalty box? He's a City player. The final third. How much more time will it take? I just don't know. Yes, this season until now. This season until now. In the first sort of eight, 7, 8 matches until now. The clue is he's a City player. Yes, absolutely right, Gatam. Josko Guardiol, yes. I mean, when I saw the stat, I was like, okay, maybe at City he could be having the highest amount of touches, but then Josko Guardiol has had more touches in the final third this season than any other Premier League player. I'm like, wow, any other Premier League player? Wow, wow, what a player we have got. Josko Guardiol, excellent defender, excellent attacker. If he can sort out his crossing, I think in certain ways, Josko Guardiola is a better attacking player than Trent. It's just that he goes under the radar so much. I think he absolutely goes under the radar so much. And also regarding the set piece thing, to be honest, I think Manuel Akanji has actually come out with a statement. He said we had a meeting on our set pieces and we said that we were not efficient enough. We have changed a few things and I think it's been going really well. We had chances from set pieces against Southampton, Sparta Praha. We scored from a corner routine and had Nathan's disallowed goal from a corner. We scored a corner at Wolves as well. So I think the meeting helped. I think when these players are capable of having a meeting and sorting it out by themselves, why do you need a bloody set piece coach? What is the bloody coach doing then? What is the bloody coach doing then? I just cannot understand. What is the bloody coach doing then? When will they announce the top 10? When will they bloody announce the top 10? Rodri has come out with a statement now. Rodri says, to be honest, I don't know anything. Let's see what happens. So Rodri has arrived 2 minutes ago. Tony Cruz has said his thoughts on the Ballon d'Or. Actually, he's made it very clear. Tony Cruz has said that Rodri will win. I've never seen the importance of these individual awards in football. They have no place. I mean, comparing Rodri's stats to Modric's stats when Modric actually won the Ballon d'Or. Modric's okay, the amount of trophies is fine, but I think Rodri has one or two more trophies than Modric, but you know, Modric had 4 goals, something like that, and Rodri had 12 goals last season in all competitions. Modric had 4 goals, 12 assists. Rodri had 14 goals, 13 goals, and 14 assists in all competitions last season. I think if going by these stats, if so, he has double the amount of goals than Modric and has won more trophies than Modric. So I don't see how Rodri cannot win it. Gautam says just how fast the night changes. Feet set piece coach. We were so shit and still are to be honest, but have scored two important last minute corners. That is true. That is true. I mean, the one with Arsenal, I think, is actually way more important. Way more important. And by the way, Gotham, kudos that you have predicted it right. That yesterday's match, Liverpool Arsenal, you were saying from the start that it will be a draw, and lo behold, it was a draw. So that, I mean, I was very happy that it was a draw. I mean, I wanted it to be a draw, and in the worst case scenario, I wanted Liverpool to win because I just cannot tolerate those comebacks. Arsenal, who thought they had actually won the UCL, who celebrated like they won the UCL when Rodri got an ACL injury, and now they are crying that their players are injured, and they were time wasting in the 60th minute yesterday at home. They were 2-1 up. And the most hilarious thing about Arsenal is they've got Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling, who have missed open goals and handed defeats to us single-handedly. I want to see Gabriel Jesus missing an open goal in a Champions League, important Champions League game, and Arsenal getting knocked out, and Arsenal fans crying because of that. That's what I want to see, to be honest. Gautam says a perfect Sunday with a perfect draw. The week was just perfect, Gautam. Southampton 1-0, Madrid losing, Madrid getting thrashed by Barca. In fact, we just getting over the line 1-0, and then Arsenal tears at the Emirates. And you know what the best thing was? And you know, Gautam, what the best thing was? How can I forget? United was West Ham versus Manchester United. Bowen gets a penalty. Now it's debatable it's a penalty or not. And United fans, even now, if you go on to the social media channels and stuff, they are blaming City because they say that Michael Oliver was the VAR referee and Michael Oliver is biased towards City. That's why he gives decisions against Manchester United. I mean, what did City have to do with that game? West Ham versus Manchester United. United missed a million chances in the first half. Diego Dallo misses an open goal. Garnacho kind of misses an open goal. Garnacho hits onto the post once or twice. You miss an open header. I think it was one of their attackers missed an open header. You should have been 4-0 up the end of the first half. But no, you want to depend on the decision of a referee and blame him. That's why you've lost the game, or that's why you have dropped points. That is how the mentality of the racks has become. And they say Manchester is red. Manchester is red. It might have been red in your dreams, but wake up, mate. The dream has ended 15 years back in 2012, after the 2011-12 season itself. That dream has ended. Now wake up, mate, and welcome to the real world. Manchester is no longer red. It seems the city of Manchester has banned red color. Red color is not allowed. The city of Manchester is blue and will be blue for the coming decades. I would just say to United fans, wake up, buddies. Gautam says, I saw the second goal of Liverpool. It was really cool. The transition, the weighted pass from Trent, and a layoff from Darwin, and perfect finish from Salah. Really cool counter attack. That's the thing, Gautam, with Liverpool and Arsenal. I mean, we have played Liverpool so many times under Klopp, right? Yes, we don't like Liverpool fans. They hate us. And all of that banter was always going on. But whenever we played against Liverpool, Pep versus Klopp. It was always, I mean, how much of added time would have been added at the end of 90 minutes? Hardly 2-3 minutes, right? Not more than that. Yesterday, how much added time was added? 7 minutes and 4 minutes at 45 half time. So 11 minutes of added time for the 90 minutes match. Literally, and other small half of football. It never happened when we played against Liverpool and under Klopp, right? Because with Liverpool, it's always 11v11 for 90 minutes. We play football, no fouling, no time wasting. 11 players on each side play with the ball. Try to compete on the football pitch. No dirty tactics. That's it. That's it. Done. After the at the end, whatever happens, we congratulate each other. But you compare it to how what is happening with the scumbags Arsenal. Bloody they start wasting time in the 60th minute. Bloody they start kicking the balls away. Why do you have to kick the balls away? They block the keeper on set pieces. It's almost like Arsenal have forgotten how to play football and they're just reliant on set pieces, closed play. I mean that is the main reason why I did not want Arsenal to actually compete with us for this title. To be honest, I wanted worst case scenario Liverpool to win yesterday because at least they play football, unlike these comebacks who celebrate opposition injuries. These Arsenal idiots comebacks. Gautam says, I saw the second goal of Arsenal. We have actually done that. Gautam says, that's heritage feat. Manu thrashed by West Ham Chester. Again, West Ham Chester and just wait for West Ham against Arsenal as well. They will hand Arsenal their ass on the plate. West Ham Chester has always been there, that relationship. But again, it's just astounding how you cannot see that you lost the game because of your own players' incapabilities of not able to score into an open net, not once but twice, and you are blaming a bloody VAR decision in the 92nd minute. Hilarious, and that too because they wanted a draw with West Ham. This is why eras come to an end, Ten Hag. This is how eras come to an end. You wanted to end City's dominance, but you became the end. Even Alex Ferguson, bloody hell, could not do anything. He said, not in my lifetime, and we put up banners and say every fucking time to Alex Ferguson for the last decade, more than a decade. That's how things have changed, to be honest. The heritage feat is just gone by Manu. Manchester ain't red. Manchester will not be red in the coming years. It's blue. Manchester's blue. Manchester has always been blue, but now it's more bluer than ever. I've heard Manchester Municipality have banned red color. Harry Kane is arrived at the Ballon d'Or ceremony. I don't know when they'll announce the top 10 players. We'll wait for another 10-15 minutes. Otherwise, we'll see. I think it's literally been 2 hours, I think, and they've not announced the top 10. They're just building that Ballon d'Or team. You've done the one from Rodri. I just don't know. And anyway, what do you think, Gautam? That can we go invincible? That's another question I wanted to ask you. I know I don't want to jinx it, but just a question I wanted to ask you. Can we go invincible? Can we actually go invincible? I know it's so early on in the season to actually discuss that because a lot of things can happen, but I think it depends on a lot of you know, luck as well going invincible, especially when you bloody have 10 strong teams in the Premier League. Unlike when Arsenal went invincible, there was no one except for the Rags who competed with them, and still Arsenal fans say, but you cannot do it on a wet, windy night at Stoke. All bullshit. It seems that there's a record-breaking offer from Saudi Arabia for Pep Guardiola, but just one Pep Guardiola. I just want Pep Guardiola to extend its city at least for one more year. I cannot see Pep going to Saudi Arabia. Come on, that too at 52 years of age. It's just not happening. The headline from goal.com was very good today. This is Saka and Salah lead epic showdown that helps neither side. Winners and losers as Arsenal held to draw by Liverpool in huge boost to Man City's hopes of record fifth straight Premier League title. I mean, the commentator yesterday as well has said that it's not Arsenal, it's not Liverpool, but it's in the dying minutes. He said it's not Arsenal, it's not Liverpool, but it's Pep Guardiola who would be happy at this 2-2 result. That's absolutely true. Just see, I mean, it's almost 1 o'clock here, so I'll just see if we are into the top 10, to be honest. I absolutely don't know how much more time it's. I think it's at least gonna take one more hour, to be honest, to for everyone, for all the awards to be announced and everyone to come, for example. So I think at least be 1.5 hour for the award to be announced. So I do not think we can stay for another hour. But I actually wanted to see it live with you guys. Rodri lifting the award, but yeah, I think it'll take a lot more time. It's already 1 o'clock here, and I think it's time we call it a day actually. But it's good. We discussed on a lot of points, and it's actually good to have a stream on the day when Rodri will be announced a club legend. I think, yeah. So tomorrow I think we'll have another stream, another show with the headlines from all of the newspapers about what they have said about Rodri winning the potential Ballon d'Or. That will be even more sweet, then we can discuss even more about it. But again, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Gautam, and thank you, PKMCFC, for joining me. Again, it's been a pleasure to have you guys in here. And yeah, I think I'm very sure that Rodri will win the award, but I just think it will be 2-3 o'clock here once before the award is announced because it's already 1 a.m. in the morning. So I'll have to call it a day and see you all guys and take care. And again, thanks to the wonderful discussion here. It was fantastic with you guys. See you all and take care.